What is good, everyone? Welcome to the channel. My name is Paul and I make videos about Japanese society, life, and culture because I live in Japan, and I make videos about sneakers because sneakers is one of my passions. Today is obviously a sneaker video, as you can see from the thumbnail and title. It is my top 10 list for 2023, but this top 10 list is going to be quite different than what you will see from other sneaker YouTubers. First of all, I am a curator of my collection, meaning I don't buy anything that I don't plan to wear. And as such, I usually get a bunch of things in, I keep it for a while, and I think, am I going to keep this? Or am I going to trade it or sell it to buy something different? I don't have a giant collection. I don't have a lot of money and freedom to just have a ton of shoes. So anything you see on this list is going to be something that I'm actually really happy to have, and it's probably replaced something else that I decided I didn't need. The other difference in this list compared to other sneaker YouTubers is I'm only going to give you my top 5 that I personally own, and I'm going to show the top 5 that I missed out on that may represent some kind of trade for or buy and sell swap in the future. So it's basically a 5 by 5. My top 5 that I actually managed to get in hand, and the top 5 that I missed out on because I didn't hit on sneakers or on the raffle or for whatever it was. Okay, I'm going to start with sneakers that I wish I had gotten but couldn't. Basically going back and forth between number 5 sneaker I missed out on, number 5 sneaker I got, number 4 sneaker I missed out on, number 4 sneaker I got. So let's go. At number 5 of the sneakers that I missed out on in 2023 is the SB Dunk Low Yuto Horigome. I wasn't able to hit on it, and the resale prices, because he's a household name in Japan, are really high. I mean, they're high in the US as well, but it's a lot harder to actually get a pair in Japan just because Yuto Horigome is a bit of a hero, an Olympic gold medalist. And so, yeah, it was tough. Like, everything sold out immediately, obviously, on drop day. Now, it's at number 5 because I'm not a huge fan of the colorway. Like, it's a nice looking shoe, but it wasn't, in my mind, the best SB of 2023. Now, as for number 5 of shoes that I actually got in hand, I think this is going to be a good example of how having a special connection to a shoe or a story behind it makes me more likely to love it and want to keep it in my collection than just something that is really hyped or everyone is talking about. And you probably maybe have not even heard of this shoe at number 5. It is the Dunk High Gold Mountain. Now, this is supposed to represent the gates of San Francisco Chinatown. So the story behind these is I was back in Singapore in February of 2023, and these were on the shelves there, and they were not yet out in Japan. So I decided it would be cool to have a souvenir from Singapore, something that I couldn't get in Japan at that time. And as a result, I've just come to really love these, and I don't plan to let them go from the collection. The materials are actually really nice on these. I think they are a step above your normal Dunk High in terms of leather materials, and also the craftsmanship on the details, like the hits of gold and Chinese characters on the tongue, not to mention the gold mountain motif on the back, and this really hairy suede swoosh. I really love this shoe. I think it's a very wearable colorway, and because it's my souvenir of my time in Singapore, it's at number 5. So at number 4 of the shoes that I missed out on, it's actually 2 colorways of the same shoe. I'm talking about the Action Bronson New Balance 990 V6. Personally, I like the Lapis Lazuli colorway better than the Baklava, but Baklava? Any rate, Lapis Lazuli, the 990 V6, I think Action Bronson hit it out of the park when it came to that colorway. And I watched another YouTube video where they did an analysis of the materials, and apparently everything about that shoe is absolutely premium. And so I really would have liked to have gotten my hands on them, but resale is very high, especially because they didn't release a lot of pairs in Japan. So again, the resale here is particularly taxing. At number 4 for the shoes that I managed to get in hand, I have the white on white Air Force One, but this is the Drake Loverboy Love You Forever collaboration, the Nocta white on white Air Forces. And if you've watched the channel before, you know I'm not a huge fan of white on white Forces, not because I don't like them. I really do like how they look. It's just that everyone in Japan wears them. You see them all over the place, and my character is, I just don't usually like to wear things that I see all over the place. I want to have something on my feet that when I go out, I'm maybe not going to see on anyone else. So the normal white on white Air Force One, iconic, clean. I do like the look of them. But for me, this works then because it's a little bit different. If I wear these out, this is not what everyone else is going to have on feet. And so I think it works great at the number 4 spot in my collection. Yo, hey, what's up? It's Editor Paul here. I made a mistake when I was editing the video and I screwed up the footage of my number 3 pick for the shoes I missed out on. I have a weird pick for number 3. I'm going to tell you here right now in editor mode, and that is the Cactus Plant Flea Market Flea 2. Crazy shoe. I love it. I would totally wear it. I would totally rock it. Obviously, it's pretty expensive on the aftermarket. It is a shoe that I really liked, and yeah, that was supposed to be number 3 in the regular video, but I'm editing it in now because I messed up. There it is. Keep watching. Let's go on to the next one. But at number 3 of shoes that I actually got, we have finally maybe a little bit of hype for you. I have the A Ma Maniére Jordan 5 collaboration in the Dawn colorway, and I just picked these up only a week ago. I had my eye on getting some kind of A Ma Maniére in the collection, you know, despite all of the allegations that are flying around right now. I'm not going to get into that, but I just thought this shoe is really nice, and I need more 5s in my rotation because I really like 5s, but I don't have a lot at the moment, and I think this one is going to fit in very nicely, and again, be one of those things that not many other people have on feet. I know it was a women exclusive, but I got a pair in my size because I only wear a size 9.5 or 10 US, so the sizes ran that big. I think it's a beautiful shoe, very well constructed, and in a colorway that should be able to work with just about anything. So at number 3, the Jordan 5 A Ma Maniére Dawn. So at number 2 of the shoes that I missed out on in 2023, we have the SB Jordan 4 collaboration. Jordan 4s, I love them, but they pinch my toes most of the time. It's hard to find a pair that's really comfortable, and everyone was just saying in all the reviews, wow, they finally made Jordan 4s comfortable. And I thought, I really wish I could have gotten my hands on a pair of these, but it wasn't to be, and as you can probably tell from my expression, I'm getting more and more like, I wish I could have gotten these as I go towards my number 1 shoe that I missed out on, and these SB4s are definitely something I wish I could have gotten. But of course, there have been announcements and rumors that there will be other colorways of the SB Jordan 4 dropping in the future, so hopefully I can take a W in 2024. And speaking of Nike SB, we have reached number 2 on the list of shoes that I got. Now you're probably going to say, wait a second, I thought this was a 2023 list. Well, here's the deal. For me, it is a 2023 shoe. These came out in November of 2022 in the US, but they didn't come out in Japan until February of 2023. Now, I already mentioned Nike SB, November of 2022. You maybe can guess what they are. They are, in fact, the orange lobster pair of the Dunk Low SBs. And yes, for me, this is a 2023 shoe. So I know you might be thinking, man, that shouldn't count, but Japan's sometimes behind, sometimes we're ahead, depends on the shoe, but we were definitely behind on these, and I couldn't wait. I wanted to get my hands on a pair of these. So happy to have them in the collection. Number 2, solid number 2 in my mind, whether you think it's a 2023 shoe or not. And we are finally at number 1 of the shoes that I was unable to get in 2023. This is maybe going to be a surprise to some people because it's not high on a lot of lists. It's on many people's lists, but it's not high on a lot of people's lists. And that is the J Balvin Jordan 3. Basically, the shoes I've shown you that I have in hand, well, to be honest, I would be very willing to sell and trade some of them in order to get a pair of the J Balvin 3s. I really like 3s to begin with, and this particular colorway really does it for me. I think they're a fantastic shoe. I really would love to have my own pair in the collection. So in the future, you might see me make a video about how I got rid of a giant section of my collection in order to secure a pair. Maybe I will hit on the black ones that come out next year and maybe can use those in trade because I don't like the black ones as much. We'll see. But at any rate, the J Balvin 3s are at number 1 of the shoes I missed out on in 2023. But happily, I do have a number 1. It's not on anyone's list that I've seen. In fact, if you watch the channel, you know what's coming. You haven't seen it yet, so you know what I'm going to say. But if this is your first time watching the channel, you're going to be like, that's number 1? Doesn't matter. I called it way back in February that this was going to be the dunk of the year. And in fact, it is my sneaker of the year. I'm talking about the Dunk Low Setsubun. I have, as you can tell, worn... I've worn them a lot. They're pretty beat up, and they are the first shoe in 2023 that I doubled up on because when I retire these, I love them so much that I have to have another pair ready to go. And these will not be traded in any way, shape, or form for the J Balvins or the double up pair, which are still new. They are staying in the collection for sure. I just love the colorway, I love the storytelling, the whole Setsubun theme, which is a Japanese holiday. I live in Japan, and so it just makes sense. I love any kind of Japan-themed shoe, and yeah, these are one of my favorite shoes in my entire collection from any year, and I've clearly worn them enough to show that that is the case. If you don't know much about them and you want to check it out, I highly recommend you look into getting a pair yourself because... No, actually don't get a pair because I want them to remain out on the market at cheap prices because they currently resell for like $150 or something ridiculously cheap. So yeah, no, don't buy any, please. Just leave them out there for me. So there you have it, my top 10, my 5x5 list, and here are the top 5 that I actually got in hand. Let me know in the comments which one you like the best, if you think I'm totally tripping for my choices, and either way, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for Japan content and sneaker content, especially how sneaker drops, releases, and just shoes available for resale and retail can be very, very different in Japan. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, please. And I want to thank you very much for watching this particular video. Hope to catch you in the next one. Peace.